Last week I received this question. When calculating dead loads, where do you find weights for windows and doors when they're not in the product catalog? My answer? The weights aren't in the product catalogs? No, that wasn't my real answer, but it was what I was thinking. So I began researching. The weight of building materials is essential to know when designing a building because it affects the overall weight of the building. This in turn affects the foundation and structural supports, which can impact the cost. This designer is designing a restaurant and wants to do the responsible thing when planning the size of the foundation. They wanted to consider the exact weight of the materials along the load path. If the footing is too small, it won't support the building. If the footing is too big, there's plenty of support, but at what cost to the client? So you want to make it just right. Sure, there are engineers who address these issues, but don't the clients depend on us in the design stages to meet a preliminary budget? Besides, in many states of the country, the building departments trust the building designer themselves to provide the design of the structural elements, depending on the occupancy of the building, that is. So here's the formula for doing the calculations. Unit weight equals density times weight per unit of mass. I know, right? When you go to the grocery store, the weight is printed right on the product. But I was today years old when I discovered that that's not the case in construction. The desired manufacturer for this project is Andersen Windows and Doors. And wow, when you go to andersenwindows.com and click on For Pros and then All Technical Documents, there are 16 categories, each with dozens of documents. I searched architectural tools and no material weights. I searched product details, but nothing was there. I searched area and opening specifications, and you get the idea. Finally, I got to site prep instructions, and lo and behold, there are unit weights based on sizes, but only for lift slide and multi-slide doors, nothing for windows. I did some random calculations, and it turns out that their doors weigh anywhere between 7.2 and 7.9 pounds per foot. The smaller the opening, the more the unit weight per foot. And if you're speccing triple pane glass, the weight goes up to 9.5 pounds per foot. I checked Marvin and couldn't find the weights of their products in any of their documents. The same thing happened when I searched Sierra Pacific. Then I realized I'd been going down a rabbit hole. Along the way, I found several lists of building material weights published by varying sources. The Architectural Graphic Standards by Wiley, Design of Wood Structures by McGraw-Hill, an older version of the Florida Building Code, even the city of Yucaipa, California. Yeah, I know. I had to look it up too. It's a small town east of Los Angeles, past San Bernardino. I never wanted to do this again, so I put all my findings in one folder and made them available online. That way you can get to them too. And if you've already gained access to the Designer Docs library, scroll down to the bottom of the page and find the new appendix I've added. There's a link there. And if you have not gained access to the Designer Docs library, I've created a direct link, aibd.org/weights of materials. Garrett will add the link in the notes below. This direct link to the resources will only be available for a limited time. When it expires, you'll have to be a member and access the Designer Docs library. All the lists I found were extensive regarding wood, steel, concrete, insulation, and masonry products. Some include composite weights of different assemblies such as walls, roofs, and floors. The one thing I didn't see was weights of connectors and fasteners, so I checked out the MyTech products catalog and the ICC ES evaluation report. The gauge and the measurements of the metal are provided, so I guess it's up to us to refer back to the individual material weights and do the math. Remember the formula? I've spent enough time on this topic, so hopefully you don't have to. Check out what I found at aibd.org/weights of materials. And if you know of something helpful that isn't there, please pass it on. 2 of our 7 core values at AIBD are educating each other and contributing to the community. And with your help, we can easily add to the library. Thanks for watching this entire video and have a triumphant week.